Welcome back to Ben Rants. And when I was a kid, I want to be a kid again. Why can't I be a kid again? Why do I have to live in a modern society that produces crap like this? Why? Why? Well, people have been asking for me to rant on more things SpongeBob related. So, how about I rant on what some people consider the worst SpongeBob episode made, and what was the source of me crying my H2O levels away, Atlantis Squarepantis. So, get ready to run and hide. Here is my rant on Atlantis Squarepantis. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year! So, this special starts off with none other than Patchy the Pirate, played by Tom Kenny. Patchy is stuck in traffic, and he's trying to get home to see this special. During this scene, we see Patchy look at the man who's driving in the car behind Patchy. It's none other than Paul Tibbet, the man who's responsible for crap like this. I think it was kind of him to make a little cameo, because now you know what he looks like when you make voodoo dolls of him. Eventually, Patchy gets to Encino and sees that it's gone. It's just gone. Is this SpongeBob or the Twilight Zone? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now I'll be wishing I'm watching the Twilight Zone rather than this. Why do I do that to myself? So, Patchy cries and says that this reminds him of a lost city, so he tells a story about this cartoon. Whoa! Time out! This special hasn't even started yet, and there's already problems. For one thing, when Patchy was stuck in traffic, he said that he was on his way to his house to watch this special, so we can infer that he hasn't seen it yet. How can he talk about it if he hasn't seen it? That has happened to something you owned? Do you really tell a story about something that reminds you of what happened? I could never imagine doing something like that. Oh my God! My parents are dead! Oh, this is terrible! They've been brutally murdered! There's blood everywhere! I need psychiatric help! You know, this reminds me of a movie about a kid whose parents also got murdered. And it's Tim Burton's Batman. Of course, I would never react like that. I've seen so many dead bodies that I'm used to them by now. So, this special officially starts off with Spongebob and Patrick blowing bubbles. I know I shouldn't be surprised by this, but why am I? Well, okay, Spongebob is blowing bubbles while Patrick is trying to take pictures of them. Then, out of nowhere, Spongebob starts singing. Well, this is unneeded and annoying. I really don't see why this song needs to be here, but at least it's the only song that's going to be in this whole special, right? So, SpongeBob sings about a bubble. I'm not kidding. Well, Rihanna sang a song about an umbrella, so I don't think a song about a bubble is that crazy. Anyway, after that much-needed song that was crucial to solidify the fact that SpongeBob and Patrick like bubbles, SpongeBob blows a bubble so big that it carries him and Patrick to a cave where they find half of a crest, and they decide to show it to their friends, so they go to a museum where they somehow know all their friends are at. They show the crest to Squidward, and he tells them that it's the lost half of the amulet of Atlantis. They put the two halves together, and a flying bus comes out of nowhere. Every day I get with you. To get on the bus that takes me to you. Sorry, I had to make up for that stupid bubble song. Anyway, SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Squidward get on the bus and head for Atlantis. The bus runs out of fuel, and they stop at a gas station to try and fill it up. But there's no fuel gauge. Special's over. Bye! Every day I get with you. Sadly, the special is not over. Even though the bus has no fuel gauge, guess what it runs on? Come on, guess. Well, anything you've thought of is probably a less moronic idea than what it really runs on. Here's what it really runs on. Music. That's right, music. One asks how that's at all possible, but I know why. It's It's so the writers can make Niagara Falls of blood fall out of our ears with more horrible songs. Well, I guess this is a musical. Talk about your false advertisement on Nick's part. Well, better get my Q-tips wrapped in barbed wire ready. So, the characters sing, and I put sing in quotes because it sounds more like they're just talking in rhymes and patterns, and there's one point where Plankton sings a little verse of the song. So anyway, the bus crash lands at Atlantis, and wait a minute! Plankton, what? What? Plankton, what? Plankton, what? Where the heck did he come from? No, I didn't skip over anything. That was his first appearance in this special. He just appears in the glove compartment of the bus. We didn't see him get on the bus with everybody else. He was just there all of a sudden. How? How in the... You know what? I know how he got on the bus. It's the surefire way to explain every plot hole in every single form of entertainment. A wizard did it. So, the bus crash lands at Atlantis, and they're going to meet the ruler of Atlantis. Oh boy, a new character. Maybe he'll be a break from all these childhood molesting characters that we have to deal with. Plus, he's the ruler of Atlantis. Maybe he'll look all cool and everything. And maybe he'll probably be an awesome looking monster that's actually nice. Yes, I'm confident that this character will be really pleasing to the eye. Oh my god! What the truck is that? Oh my god! That thing is frightening! It's like if Chief Blue Meanie made it with a jar of grape jelly. Well, I know who's going to be haunting my nightmares for the rest of the week. No, scratch that. The rest of the year. No, scratch that. The rest of my life. What's next? He's going to be voiced by somebody that I'm a huge fan of and have love and admiration for? Nah, Nick isn't that cruel. I'm sure they wouldn't be able to sucker in somebody as talented as, oh, I don't know, David Bowie? Yeah, right. Like David Bowie would ever be involved with anything like this. David Bowie, no. What happened to you, man? You were Jareth in Labyrinth. How can your acting career take such a dive? It's painful for me to watch you be tortured like this. Wait, do you know what this means? David Bowie is in this musical special. That means he can now sing the songs. Oh, thank you, Zeus on Olympus. Somebody with musical talent can now sing the songs. I'm too excited for this. I must check the soundtrack to see what David Bowie sings. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Out of all the songs they were able to fit in an hour-long bore fest, none, I repeat, none of the songs are sung by David Bowie's character. Screw you, Nick. You have Ziggy frickin' Stardust himself, and you're not going to let him sing? David Bowie, one of the greatest rock singers of all time, and you're not going to let him sing. One of these days, I'm going to take the executives of Nick, drag them into an alley, and blow their frickin' heads off! Anyway, they meet the ruler of Atlantis, played by a non-singing David Bowie, and his name is LRH. LRH? Really? Did one of the writers get one of their kids who were just learning the alphabet to name that character? Anyway, LRH talks about Atlantis. Get used to this, folks. This is what makes up most of this hour-long special. Just walking around and talking about pointless crap. What is this, a SpongeBob special or an episode of WWE Raw? Anyway, LRH tells them about a room where they contain the sea's deadliest weapons. One wonders what a peaceful society would need the sea's most dangerous weapons for, but I'm too distracted by the fact they're leaving a room with the sea's deadliest weapons completely unguarded where some evil lunatic could just walk right in at any time and steal the weapons. Yeah, like that guy! In fact, that's exactly what he does. Plankton goes into the weapons room. Oh, so that was Plankton's purpose in this special, to kill all the other characters. Woo! 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 Go Plankton! After checking on Patchy again, we cut to the cartoon, and LRH takes the gang to a treasury where Atlantis keeps all of its gold and jewelry. Of course, Mr. Krabs goes all goo-goo gaga over it, and LRH tells Mr. Krabs that he can have all the money he can carry. This excites him, so he sings a song about money. You know, folks, I'm ticked off by the fact that David Bowie doesn't sing in this special, and I don't want you to have to hear any of these horrible songs. So, to save your ears, I'm instead going to play some David Bowie songs whenever a song pops up in this special. Enjoy!
We are the Goon Squad and we're coming to town.
So, after Mr. Krabs' song about money, that was clearly needed because I'm sure that anybody who watches SpongeBob regularly wouldn't know that Mr. Krabs likes money. The gang keeps walking and talking. Oh, I forgot to mention, Nick built this special up as an epic adventure with the video game tie-in and Burger King toys to boot. I guess epic adventure in Nickanese means pointless walking and talking. So, they eventually make it to a science lab, and LRH makes them test out some device doohickey. I don't know, I was half asleep by this point, and the gang is transported into a 16-bit video game. What? Well, Spongebob, Patrick, and Squidward are all attacked by things, and it's up to Sandy to help them. And by help them, I mean sing a song while beating up the monsters. Oh, you know what that means! Another David Bowie song! Hit it!
Turn and face the strain. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes.
So, after whatever the heck that was, Sandy stays in the science lab and the rest of the gang keep walking. Oh, and a mere 17 seconds after Sandy's song, Plankton sings a song about weapons. Hit it! After more walking, they make it to an art gallery, and Squidward sings about art. Hey, come on, Special! Give me some wind down time before I have to edit another David Bowie song into this video.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to lead the capsule if you dare.
Anyway, after Squidward's song, that was needed to teach us of the fact that Squidward likes art, despite the fact that we've spent 8 years before this special aired knowing that he likes art. The LRH takes SpongeBob and Patrick to the world's oldest bubble. Now, you're probably not wanting to know the backstory of Atlantis, but too bad! This special explains it anyway. So, according to LRH, the Atlanteans are aliens that traveled the universe for billions of years, transporting the oldest bubble, and eventually seeking refuge in the bottom of whatever ocean this show takes place in. So, let me get this straight. You're aliens who traveled billions of years across the universe to transport a bubble. A bubble. And you had no reason to put all this time and effort into transporting this bubble because you didn't mention there was anything wrong with whatever the world you came from. So, LRH leaves SpongeBob and Patrick with the Atlanteans' most prized treasure. That's like leaving a supermodel in an all-you-can-eat cake buffet. In other words, this isn't going to end well. So, SpongeBob and Patrick take a picture with the bubble, and it pops. I should really be annoyed by the stupidity of these two, but I'm too busy being confused by the fact the bubble pops by the use of flash photography. So, later on, the gang is having dinner with LRH, and SpongeBob and Patrick blurt out that they popped the bubble. Oh, they're in for it now. However, the LRH says that it's just a prop for tourists. Tourists? Tourists? You're a lost city! Nobody knows where you are! Anyway, LRH takes out the real oldest bubble that he carries in his pocket. I'm sure Spongebob and Patrick learned their lesson last time, and they're not going to do something like that again. Patrick takes a picture of the bubble and it pops. Again. This character is okay, but Derpy Hooves gets banned. Try wrapping that around your minds, people. Anyway, LRH orders his guards to attack them. So much for the peaceful society you mentioned earlier. Also, why are you trying to arrest them all? Patrick was the one who popped the bubble. After a boring chase scene, they run into Plankton. Woo, woo, woo! Go Plankton! Go Plankton! I expect nothing but great things to come from this ending. It turns out the tanks shoot ice cream. Yeah! Ice cream! Really? The world's most dangerous weapons shoot ice cream. Really? Lord help the Atlanteans if they're attacked by fish who aren't lactose intolerant. So, since Plankton's plan is unsuccessful, the LRH takes Plankton and says he'll use him as the new landmark to replace the world's oldest bubble, and the gang is pardoned of their crimes that didn't commit because it was only Patrick who popped the bubble in the first frickin' place. Wait, you mean that bubble, your most prized possession, which you spent 1 billion years taking across the galaxy, is easily replaced by a member of the zooplankton family, which is one of the most common animals in the sea. And I thought the aliens from Signs were stupid. So, the gang gets on their bus and they sing their way back to Bikini Bottom. Play us off, David. Well, Patchy eventually finds Encino, but it's really tiny, and then aliens appear and make Encino big again. When did this turn into regular show? So, Patchy is at his home again, which is soon destroyed by a giant Potty the Pirate. Why is he big? I don't know. I don't care because this special sucks. My god, this special is so bad. This special is torture. This special is hell. Even me saying all those things is being too nice. This special has so many plot holes, so many pointless moments, and above all, it's boring as all heck. It only proves how low SpongeBob has fallen. It's a perfect example as to why Nick should take that sponge behind the barn and pull the trigger. I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. I'm gonna go find Atlantis and blow it up with a torpedo.